Learn the most advanced recruiting techniques. Land the most desirable talent. Launch your company towards massive success. This is the Higher Power Radio Show with Rick Girard.
What is the right time to exit your startup? Today on our show, we're going to discuss the trials and tribulations of when a founding team member should step away from his company in order to let it grow, when to exit, and how to do it in such a way to benefit your company. My name is Rick Girard, and welcome to the Higher Power Radio Show. Our mission is to provide solutions to solve the most difficult hiring challenges, to secure the best talent to ensure your company's success. Today, our guest is John Crittenden, the founder of Mondigi. John is an entrepreneur with a broad experience across asset management, sales and marketing, consumer financial brands, and digital wealth management platforms. Prior to Mondigi, he was one of the first 4 employees at Eggcorns and early executives as Director of Institutional Services, one of the first and most successful robo-advisor platforms focused on wealth management. John, welcome to the show today.
Hey, Rick. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Happy to have you. So we're going to cover a few things today. We want to talk about kind of initial growth, or actually challenges with building a company. And as a founding team member, I really want to get into when do you make the move out, right? So let's talk a little bit about your story as one of the founding team members of Eggcorns. What drew you to that opportunity?
So it was a real interesting moment in life. I had a great deal of experience in traditional asset management platforms. And I had just sold a registered investment advisory business and was looking for a new opportunity, or I guess open to a new opportunity.
Okay.
And I had a meeting with the founders of Acorns, Walter and Jeff Crittenden. Really cool guys, excellent, smart people. And we talked about what they were trying to do, where they were going to go, what they were thinking of doing.
Yeah, I've heard great things about them.
Really good guys. I'll introduce you if we ever get a chance.
Okay.
So I'm looking there, and I got very, very excited about this, right? I used to be in a world where we kept moving our account balance minimums higher and higher, right? My minimum client is $1 million.
Sure.
So here we are taking this entire wealth management process and reducing it to a mobile phone app where anybody can open an account in minutes and deposit $5 and be fully invested in the market professionally. It was very exciting, right?
Yeah, totally. It's
totally
game-changing.
Democratizing the whole wealth management process, and it was super excited. So
sure.
I got really excited and jumped in with both feet 100%.
Sure.
And it was fantastic.
Okay.
And a huge cultural change.
Got it. Yeah, I would imagine. So talk a little bit about the kind of the growth of the company as you were with them.
So, you have this weird mix of really, really highly educated younger folks, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, really educated. Jeff is a mathematical, really smart guy. Jeff Crittenden, they had a really good CFO. A couple other guys, just really intelligent, but limited experience or none in professional wealth management.
Sure.
So it was this kind of strange, cultural thing. They all had tech backgrounds for the most part.
Sure.
Or that was kind of where they were coming at it from, is from a tech background, and I'm coming from it from a wealth management background.
Sure. 2 totally different worlds.
They're focused on the delivery channel. I'm focused on the end product.
Sure. Did you get used to wearing hoodies to work?
So I got used to it really, really fast. So the first time I showed up, I'm wearing a suit and tie like I'm used to doing, and
sure.
I immediately felt like an alien from another planet. So
sure.
I eased into the swimsuit and flip-flops pretty quickly.
Nice. Which is not difficult to do.
No, it's really easy to do. It's hard to get back out of, though.
Totally. Very, very true. So, tell me about the process of thinking, or what was your kind of Jerry Maguire moment as you guys grew the company? Like, at what point did you think, hey, man, we're going in 2 totally different directions?
So, as we were getting closer to launching the product, what my mission was when I joined the team and where the mission started going, there was a divergence.
Sure.
And you just kind of get to a point where you think of, on multiple levels, 2 things. What value can I bring if I'm not 100% on board with what direction they're going?
Sure.
And what value can I receive in that environment?
Sure.
And you really do, I went home on a Friday and, was not upset, but I wrestled with it all weekend long. I went in on Monday morning and said, Walter, let's go for a walk. We went for a walk. Walter's a walk and talk guy.
Sure.
And I said, I've come to a conclusion, we need to part company.
Got it.
And
you didn't write a big, long paper?
And I said, we're friendly. I love you guys.
I'm kidding.
I'm a brand ambassador.
Sure.
I'll stay, on as long as, they were in the middle of a capital raise at that moment, so it didn't look weird to anybody, because I was involved in lots of meetings around that. I'll continue. No, it'll be seamless.
Sure.
And we'll just kind of fade away over a time period.
Sure. So there was a pivot point then in which, maybe the business shifted or had to move in a different direction other than where you thought it was going.
So I saw and still see, based on my experience and market studies, the opportunity for digital wealth management platforms are 30 to 50-year-olds who already have investment accounts.
Sure.
Their entire strategy pivoted to millennials exclusively.
Sure. And
more of a collecting consumer spending data and marketing opportunities and all those types of things.
Sure.
And it's kind of like in my heart of hearts, I know that's not where the answer is. That's not where the opportunity is.
Got it.
There's over $8 trillion in existing retail fee-based accounts out there, and literally a huge, significant portion of that could be disintermediated right now with the right platform, and it's 30 to 50-year-olds who already have accounts.
Got it. So what were the things that you wrestled with in your decision process?
Well, the normal things. I came to love this thing, right?
Yeah.
I was there at not at the absolute beginning, but very, very early on, and to watch this product, evolve and get ready and launch, it was unbelievably exciting.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then you launch the product and you look at the data board and see, we've had 1,000 downloads, we've had 3,000 downloads, we've had, and you're watching all the activity go on. It's exciting.
Oh yeah.
And you get very emotionally attached to it. I didn't get emotionally attached to some of the large corporations I've worked for. You get very emotionally attached to a startup.
Oh, absolutely.
And
it's your baby.
And even if it's someone else's baby, I'm changing the diaper now.
Sure,
so,
sure.
I mean, it's like
you're still burping it.
I'm doing some of the duty.
Yeah.
And and you build some strong bonds, with people over that process.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing that I grappled with. They were also in the middle of a capital raise, right? And I didn't want it to look. I didn't want to be disruptive to that process. And then also selfishly, my own self-interests, right? I've got a big options contract that isn't fully vested. I walk out now, I leave a bunch on the table.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of things that you have to weigh to make that decision.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And wrestling with it over a weekend, that must have been a sleepless weekend.
It was a very sleepless weekend, which culminated after a couple of sleepless weeks.
Got it.
It was just literally everyone, in my personal life was like, you just need to shut up about acorns, okay? You need to stop, because I was coming home and bringing it home.
Got it.
And the frustration was obvious.
Got
it just finally came down to, all right, I like what they're doing, but their vision of where this thing can go and what it can be is different than mine. And the buckets of water I was carrying was going up this hill, and they were starting to go up a different hill.
Yeah. And the important thing to remember here is that, look, companies are going to pivot. They have to. And in whichever direction they go, if it's not congruent with your vision, it's okay to step away.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the message that we want to give everybody. If you're a founder and you're at a company right now and you're seeing it going in a different direction than where you want to be, it's okay to move on.
I think
it's okay to give up your baby.
I'll tell you, you'd be a lot happier.
Yeah.
You find peace with doing that, even if you walk away from an unvested options contract.
Yeah.
Which, was a consideration. But I'm sitting there thinking, hey, look, I've made pretty good money in the past. I'll do it again. It's not that big a deal. It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, far too often I talk to people, too, in my day-to-day recruiting activity where people are only staying, they're miserable at what they're doing. They're staying just because they have options that are locking them in.
Right.
Or they have some sort of monetary compensation that's locking them into being there. Yeah. Even though they go home and they just hate their lives.
Sure. Yeah. And I mean, let me tell you, if it's a life-changing number, Okay, that's maybe a little different. If it's going to impact your family for generations, like a big number.
It could be, but you don't know, right?
You don't always know.
Yeah. With a startup, it's kind of a crapshoot.
It is. It absolutely.
I mean, if it does happen, then fantastic. But you also have to be realistic in the fact that at least you knew that you probably weren't the right person to be there to take it to the direction they want to go.
I had no interest in taking it in the direction they wanted it to go, and my skill set was not matched to what direction they wanted it to go.
Yeah.
They're focusing on marketing to millennials.
Yeah.
And opening up numbers of accounts, where I'm focused on that's collect assets under management.
Yeah.
And the demographic we need to target is not millennials, it's 30 to 50-year-olds.
Definitely. Okay. Hey, we're going to take a quick break right now. So we're talking to John Crittenden, the founder and CEO of Mondigi, and talking about when it's okay to step away from your role as one of the founding members of a team. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to approach how to have those conversations with your management team and let them know that you're moving on.
You're listening to Higher Power with Rick Girard, giving you access to recruiting techniques that will help you hire key talent to build your company towards real success. Rick is a recruiting executive and entrepreneur who's been successfully recruiting in the aggressive Silicon Valley technology landscape for the past 2 decades. After a very successful stint at Apogee, he founded Stride Search in 2012. Based on a lean efficiency model, Stride has uniquely positioned itself as a leader in retained search for the most critical talent hires within a small organization. Whether you're a startup executive or recruiting professional, by listening to Higher Power with Rick Girard, you will walk away with skills to help you attract and hire great talent. Now back to Higher Power with Rick Girard.
Hey, welcome back to the Higher Power Radio Show. I'm your host, Rick Girard, and we're talking to John Crittenden about when it's okay to exit your company. So we just covered kind of some of the reasonings behind why somebody would want to, as a founding member of a company, make a move. Now we're going to explore how and when to approach your management team to have that conversation. So, in your opinion, how should a founder exit?
So, everyone has their own reasons for exiting. Mine were all positive and good.
Sure.
And there was no animosity.
And they all should be.
And they all should be positive and good.
Don't have a fit and have a real Jerry Maguire moment where you're making a scene.
Help me help you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, who's coming with me?
Yeah. No, I mean, it was all very amicable. And I have a great deep fondness for Walter and Jeff, the founding father and son. And it was all for positive reasons, all for the right reasons. And the way I handled it was immediately. So no letters, no emails. I came in on a Monday morning, said, it's the very first thing I said, we need to go for a walk.
Did you guys have conversations leading up to this at all? About how you were feeling?
Not conversations, but you could feel friction building.
Got it.
And, I got news for you. I was not going to change the direction of the ship.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Yet I didn't want to go in the direction the ship was going.
Sure.
So I made the immediate departure with the door wide open to continue, handling things that need to get handled on an interim basis.
Yeah.
There was no animosity. It was all very friendly.
Got it. Okay. So, leading up to it, so talking about a little bit about the friction that you had that was kind of building up, was the friction kind of due to, hey, they wanted to move this direction and basically you were just not feeling it at all, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No personality frictions. Nothing. It was clearly a break in strategic direction.
Got it. Got it. Which did not manifest itself emotionally.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, not at all.
Again, I just want to make the point that if you're going to do this sort of thing, you want to remain calm and you want to really think it through before you don't be reactive to it.
Talk to my daughter whether it manifested emotionally or not. Right?
Okay.
But it didn't.
Not at work, though.
Not at work.
Yeah. Got it.
we save the fun stuff for home.
Got it. All right. I'm sure your daughter really appreciated that. So let's talk about, so I believe being proactive about really everything that you do in the process, especially from the recruiting perspective all the way through, leaving a company. You should have those conversations, especially when you're starting to feel it. But you handled it really well where, hey, let's just go for a walk. Let's talk about it. And this is how I'm feeling. And I think far too often people don't do that. They just kind of grin and bear it.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it. And I kind of it's almost like a moral decision where, look, I'm not going to bring any more value here. I'm just not going to. I'm not in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. And to hang on for incremental, vesting of options or whatever, it didn't even feel right. I just couldn't even do it.
And you bring up a big point there, right? If you're mentally checking out, why not just check out?
Check out.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that there are so many people that sit in opportunities, again, because they've got some sort of equity piece or monetary compensation that's just keeping them there.
Yeah,
and a lot of times they're killing the morale of the company.
Oh, they absolutely are, and themselves, know. And I know there's an economic reality. You have to pay the mortgage and feed your family and take care of business and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do something stupid and put yourself in a financial jeopardy.
Sure.
But assuming that those things are covered and you're fine, if you're not going to deliver 100% of your value to an enterprise, especially a startup.
Yeah, absolutely. Step out.
Get out.
Yeah.
If you're at a massive corporation with 100,000 employees, if you're operating at 50% versus 80% or 90%, it doesn't make much difference.
No.
When you're at a startup where resources are tight and execution is key,
yep.
If you're not contributing 100%, you're a drag on
very true.
On the enterprise.
So very true. So let's talk about the importance of really thinking about the business first, because I think you did a great, masterful job of doing that, right? So what is the importance of thinking about the business first? I mean, as you join a company, you want to leave it better than how you found it.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Right?
I do. That's how I'm wired.
Yeah, that's how I'm wired too.
It's I want to make an impact. And
Sure.
That's what's really cool about startups is you can make an impact.
Yeah.
It's real hard to make an impact on a multi-billion-dollar corporation, but you can see your impact at a startup.
Yeah. And how you exit, though, is not the impact that you want to leave them with.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I know I did, some of the positive things there. The pricing matrix, I came up with was a very positive thing. I can go in the app right now and look at some of the verbal descriptions of the portfolios. I know I wrote those. There's
Sure.
some really cool stuff going on there. I think I, at one point, prevented them from going down kind of a goofy road. And I said, let's make this app more like Apple-esque, okay? Let's transcend demographics. Let's make it, Apple is a masterful analogy. 13-year-old girls wait in line to get the newest iPhone, and so do 60-year-old businessmen wait in line to get the newest iPhone.
And so do 70-year-old radio show hosts.
It transcends, right?
Yeah, it does.
And I that's what I wanted the brand to do, was
Sure.
transcend. Don't make it childlike and goofy, for 22-year-olds, but also don't make it so unbelievably, make it
complex that somebody older couldn't use it.
Make it, that sophisticated simplicity that would transcend.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think my biggest impact on the app was that message.
Okay. Yeah, and most definitely. But just looping back around to your exit, right? So you did some really selfless things. I mean, sticking around until they got the capital raise was really important. Thinking about the business first. I just want to stress that this conversation, I'm sure you had with the founders saying, hey, look at, I know where we are here. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that we continue forward. But after we're done with this, I'm out. So, again, it's a proactive approach to what is mostly a reactive situation for a lot of people.
Sure. I think what it came down to is, luckily, there was no single event, no blow up, no major conflict. It was more of a personal strategic decision that I've exhausted my value here.
Sure.
On a two-way street.
And you had the foresight to do that.
Yeah.
Again, taking yourself out of the mix, that's a difficult thing to do, right?
Very.
To pull your own self-interest out of that and say, look, I'm not going to benefit the business anymore.
Sure. No, they just launched the product. This was the hottest tech startup in Orange County, if not Southern California at the time.
Yeah.
People are like, what are you doing? You're crazy.
How much flack did you get?
A lot, and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm going nuts though, and I'm not gonna provide value here. I have a lot of creative energy and a lot of things I want to do, and I'm not going to be able to do them here.
Got it.
So I need, for my own, how I'm wired, I need to go do them myself.
Gotcha. Now, did you do anything to help fill your gap?
So
before you left?
The biggest thing is not make it immediately obvious to the whole world that I've departed.
Yeah.
So, I still attended some key meetings that we were in the middle of, that they would expect me to be at for continuity.
Sure.
I still, even to this day, consider myself a brand ambassador for Acorns. I only have wonderful things to say about them.
Sure.
It is a really cool app. It is a really cool product.
It is. I checked it out a few days ago.
Okay, right on. Thanks.
Yeah.
And, I only have wonderful things to say about the founding family.
I invested $4.
Hey, now you could, though. How cool is it that you could?
I actually didn't, but I said it.
I mean, you open an account, you put in $5, you have emerging markets, corporate bonds, government bonds, S&P 500 stocks, the whole deal. It's unbelievable what it does.
Yeah, totally. I cut off your train of thought.
No, that's okay.
So you finished out, meetings you were supposed to be.
Yeah. I took care of anything that needed to be taken care of, and finalize anything that was still hanging. Close loops and all that other kind of stuff.
Okay.
And
so wrapping up, what would be the best advice that you can give right now to a founder who's kind of feeling like you did, but is really not sure if they want to make that jump because of monetary compensation or them feeling like they failed?
So, barring the necessity of taking care of your family, right? That kind of overrides. There's levels of selfishness and levels of selflessness.
Yeah.
And taking care of your family is usually number one. So barring that being a necessity, staying at an organization, especially a startup, when you're no longer 100% pulling in the same direction they are, it's a drag on them. It's a drag on their future prospects, and it becomes soul-sucking to you at some point.
I would imagine.
It's just not worth the money.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
Exactly. So how would you advise somebody to approach that with their management when they talk to them?
So really open and honest, non-emotional, no anger. Some people feel like they need to create conflict in order to justify the departure.
Sure.
Okay? You see it in human relationships all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start a fight with my wife or whatever so I can fight back.
Yeah.
And don't do any of those types of things. I mean, make it real open and honest, and go for a walk is a great thing, right?
Yeah.
When people walk and talk, if there's any nervous energy, it tends to dissipate.
Sure.
And it's a good way of doing it. Just be honest and open.
Yeah.
And leave on good terms, and agree to be friends and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a negative situation. In fact, it shouldn't be a negative situation. It should be an unbelievably positive situation for both sides.
So show the foresight to actually make the decision when you feel like you're starting to check out. Make sure that you have open lines of non-emotional communication.
Absolutely.
And exit gracefully. Make sure that you're leaving the business in a better place.
Totally. That's 100% right.
Absolutely. All right, so we're almost out of time for today's show. John, thanks again for your time investment today.
Hey, my pleasure. I'm a fan of the show, so I listen to it regularly.
Thank you.
I've gotten a lot of great
value. And I enjoy
value.
the plug.
Hey, it's true. And hopefully I've provided some value today.
Absolutely. And welcome to the Higher Power Radio Show community. Now, what would be the best way in which somebody could find you and reach out to you if they want to find out more about Mondigi?
Mondigi,
yeah.
And I have another venture called Galapagos Partners, which is a research and consulting firm.
Oh, spell Mondigi.
Mondigi, M-O-N-D-I-G-I. It's a mashup of the words money and digital.
Nice.
My email there is all one word, J.R. Crittenden at Mondigi.com. J-R-C-R-I-T-T-E-N-D-E-N at Mondigi.com.
Awesome. Okay. So I want to thank our listening audience for tuning in to this week's episode of Higher Power. Quick thanks to our team, our engineer Paul Roberts, our producers Andrea Ballin, Shanti Ryle, and our executive producer Kim Iverson. To listen to this show and any of the past episodes, please check us out on Higher, that's H-I-R-E, powerradio.com, or Higher Power on radio on iTunes. For the latest insights on the show, you can also follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter at Rick_Gerard. Tune in next week as our guest will be Brad Hendricks, the founder and CEO of Blind Squirrel Entertainment. I'm your host, Rick Gerard, and you have been listening to the Higher Power Radio Show. Aloha.
Thank you for listening to Higher Power with Rick Gerard on OC Talk Radio.